Hi, how are you doing? A very good evening to you. I hope that you've had a wonderful day. Karibuni sana to yet another episode of The Business Plus. I know that you will be having an amazing time right here. So, in today's episode, kama unataka kuniongelesha, of course, you know what you're supposed to do. Pale ndani ya NBCI TV Facebook page, on the comment section, write down your questions, write down your concerns, and we will be getting into that. Tutakuwa tunakujibu. Now, today's episode is an interesting one because I'm with Wilfred Chege, and he's a guy who has decided to do what we always tell you guys to do. He's checked in the marketplace and ameangalia the gap na kama kuifeel. And now through that, he's actually making money through offering services. And these services that he's offering are services that helps the SMEs to grow. So if you have a small business or a big business or whatever business you're doing, there is just one thing that you're not doing right, and that is why your business is not where you want it to be. Now, today, Chege will be telling us about it. Na tatuambia kama nataka tumuite Chege ama nataka tumuite Willy. Yeah, so today we'll be talking to him. He is the founder and the CEO of Xender. So we'll be getting right into the discussion, and I know that you are going to get a lot from this. Do not miss out. This is where you tell your friends, you tell your family to tune in, because kama uko na biashara, this is where you get it right. Karibuni sana. Hi.
Hello.
So tukuite Wilfred, tukuite Chege, tukuite Chege.
Chege na flow.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much for having us today. Salimia our viewers, then we start off.
Hello, good evening. My name is Wilfred Chege, the founder and CEO to Xender. And nimeambiwa niwasalimie tu kwanza.
All right. Tell us about Xender.
So let me start with the problem that you're trying to address. Mm-hmm. I think ukiwa nyumbani and you have a headache or you have, a rough stomach, what happens is you have to go physically to your neighborhood pharmacy to get, those painkillers. Ukisikia uko na homa.
Zile
Peritons, exactly. Mm-hmm. So actually this is called self-medicating, which is a very big problem in Africa because you're not supposed to be self-medicating.
Right.
When you get that stomachache, when you get that headache, you don't know where it's coming from because you're just treating the symptom. So I have a partner, actually. He's called Dr. Choka. He's been a community pharmacist for 18 years. So we were just talking, and he told me about this challenge that we were facing as pharmacists, because there are so many people who just want drugs over the counter.
Yeah.
So we teamed together and we sought to address this challenge across Africa, but starting with Nakuru, Kenya. So what we have with Xender is an online marketplace in Android and iOS, where you download the app, and then when you feel you need medicine for any any symptom that you have, you just log on to the app, and before you get medicated, you consult with a clinician for only 1 shilling. Okay. So every time you're getting medicine from our marketplace, we have a history. So this clinician will tell you that, so you're feeling this and this and this, you have a rash. Okay, we're going to dispense for you these Panadols, but it is good if you have the time to get checked for AB and CND. And on the platform, we also have doctors. So it's something that maybe you take the Panadols and you feel that you're not getting better. You just go back to the app, you go back to the clinician, and she will assist you to actually book a virtual meeting via the app. And you'll be able to consult with the doctor. And then from the same app, you can be able to order for prescription medication. So basically, that is what we are solving. It is an end-to-end digital platform that is enabling neighborhood pharmacies, because the people who are offering this service is just the same people that you go to shop from.
All right.
So that is what Xender is all about.
Nice. So it's more of an online pharmacy or an online hospital. to be precise.
We'd call it an online pharmacy because hospitals involve lab tests, so we're not offering that.
Okay.
But when it comes to just the consultations and proper dispensation of medicine, so a more sophisticated online pharmacy that caters for all your needs. From the symptom ikiwa kidogo up until you need like specialized, consultation.
Nice. So that's amazing.
Yeah.
And we just love to know, what did you really study for you to get to, or how did you really start for you to get to a point that now you can actually bring the pharmacy from, or just bring a company from it being physical, now that I have to go there mimi mwenyewe, and now I can just have it as simple as getting it on my phone.
So I went to Jomo Kenyatta University, JKUAT, really Wajuja. We did. I took BBIT, Bachelor's in Business and Information Technology. My startup journey started when I was 16 years old. In Nakuru High School. So in Nakuru High School, there was a club. It used to be called Junior Achievement. So what the club the activities of the club was you were supposed to come together, brainstorm on an idea, test it within the school as your natural environment. So the school is like, the real world. And then you compete with other schools in a national expo to present your results. So who made the most money, which idea was, better than the other one. So so when I was in 16, I think, in Nakuru High School, I came up with a concept called Shule Mall. So Shule Mall is basically a marketplace for students. So the way I'm sure when at a bando it's still the same case, unaonanga the chaos that is there when it's back to school. Traffic, supermarkets, you can't even
long
breathe.
Queues.
Exactly. So Shule Mall was addressing that because all students needed to do was give us now the club their shopping. So they'll just write it down. This is what I need for next term Kiwi, blah 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 blah. We'd take it. Since the club had some money, we'd go shop for them, and then when they come to school, we'd give them their shopping. So instead of them kuingia, the uniform store and all that hassle, they just come to school stress-free and they get their shopping there. So that is where my journey started. It was in a controlled environment, as I said. I was able to be mentored, coached on how to, team building, managing finances. And once I cleared Form 4, I saw that this is something that was really, it made sense. It's something that we could actually do in a real world scenario. So I sought for financial and advisory investment, and it became a real business in 2018. So I've been doing it all through campus. And now, 9 months ago, as I told you, I teamed up with a doctor because he saw the success that I had achieved with the first startup, and was like, why don't we, team up and solve even this greater, because the impact that Zen now has is greater than Shule Mall. So that is where I started with all of this as a founder.
All right. And now that you've mentioned that you actually started in a controlled environment. For the people who are starting up the same, or they actually want to start up the same, because it's all about helping the SMEs to actually really grow, but through online, right? So for someone who wants to start the same, apart from what you've told us that you did study BCom, and being in a controlled environment, is there anything else that I really need? Ama niende tu shule nisome, alafu sasa nitafute mahali nezaanza kuifanyia practicals?
I would say you really need to have, it's something that you can't quantify. You need to have some burning, I think they call it passion in layman's language, but it goes beyond that, because like you see in my case, I started before even I went to campus. So even before I went to school, I had already started Shule Mall. So school became like an enabling factor. So I think you need to have a real need, it has to be real for you. It is something that it needs to be something that you really want to, it has to be your baby. I think that is the best way to put it.
Actually.
Your baby, you never abandon it when it's tough. Kuna better days, anaweza kula KFC, kuna siku mbaya, anakula githeri. So I think that is how, if you want to venture into this space, you need to have that mindset. You need to realize that it's actually a baby that you bring into this world, and you have to be with it throughout the journey. Yeah.
Okay. So as we finish up, because I want us to get into the business 101, because you need to get the tips that you need for these. But even before you get into the tips, business 101, we're talking a lot about the SMEs.
Yeah.
So for someone who's having a business, or for someone who wants to start a business, and I feel I think I'll need to do something online. Sina idea ni nini, but I need to do something online for this to grow.
Yeah.
Is that a kind of person when anaweza kuja kupe this idea, this is what I'm doing, or this is what I want to do, then you come up with something that you can do online?
Yeah, sure. I'm always open to collaborations, but it has to be. I think as you've noticed, I specialized in platforms.
Yeah.
So mine is not an SME. So what I build is I provide a platform for sector-specific SMEs to be able to elevate themselves. So like Shulemol, you find it's the bookstores, the supermarkets, the tickets, that the vendors, the SMEs now are able to they're able to partner with me, and they have the services listed. And with Xender, it's the pharmacies. So if it's an SME, it has to be, it has to have, we call it a moat. You have to carve out what you're doing.
Okay.
Maybe you have a cosmetic, a cosmetics shop. So you have to think outside the box, see that you're not the only person running a cosmetic shop. But if we aggregate 10, 20 shops and we build a platform for just cosmetics, there might be a value add to that, to that platform. So that is the kind of partnerships that I tend to make with people. And I'm open to collaboration, so long as there's a moat, so long as there's a sector that we're trying to, give a platform. We target that market, we give a platform, and then the SMEs build on it to actually get, visibility and, value addition. Yes. Yes.
All right. So that is it. We'll get into the business 101 so that you can get tips on what you're supposed to do if you want to get into the same business. But Sindembali will be right back to continue with the same discussion and just make sure that you actually grow, because that's the whole point. To say business is more than meets the eye. Sindembali.
Hello, my name is Wilfred Chege. I am the founder and CEO to Xender Limited. We are building an end-to-end digital platform that is enabling neighborhood pharmacies to sell online and offer e-consultation. I think what I can tell aspiring business people, basically a younger me, would be that you need to get something that you feel is impactful, because that is something that I think most business people don't really, don't put it in their top 5 when they're doing their list of what they need to have, so that, to take their business to the next level. Because what I've learned in my, I think, 7 years in tech and building businesses is that one thing that you go home and you sleep and you feel good about the day is if your product is actually impacting a life in a positive sense. Be it, elevating somebody's, household income, or enabling them to access services that they would previously not have accessed easily. So long as you're giving value to somebody and it wasn't previously there, or they didn't access it easily, actually gives you the energy and the strength when times are bad. Because right now we know we are facing hard economic times. So what makes you wake up the next day and you're making 70% less what you were making the previous month, the previous week? It's that thought that by me, running this business, by me waking up every day and just showing up for my business, at the end of the day, I'm able to impact a life in this avenue or that avenue. So that is one thing I just stress, just as much as it can be in your own small way, but try to look for a business that at the end of the day, you're able to impact somebody's life. So, and in regards to, the business world is a fast-paced environment, because you find that every time, every minute, somebody is thinking about how to better their business. And they normally say if you're in a field that doesn't have competitors, you're actually not on the right track, because you have to have competition to just sharpen what you're doing. So in such a fast-paced environment, I would advise that you always but actually find ways to elevate what you know in your field. So basically this, I would not really advise on the conventional methods that exist. Conventional, I would mean enrolling into, a higher institution or, a structured form to actually, get the skills. Because the truth is, it takes longer, and that is not everything that you learn is not what your business requires. So if you're a business person, I would tell you to use unconventional methods to actually skill up. And we have, LinkedIn certifications, YouTube videos, Google Classrooms. I think right now we have even modules that take only 10 minutes. If you need a marketing course, you can just plug in your headphones, go to Google, and you can get, a class that takes only 10 minutes, and it will elevate your skills in marketing in just 10 minutes. This is in contrast to if you enroll into an institution and you learn marketing for 2 years. By the time you're getting that certification that you graduate in marketing, that business space has already changed. So I would advise that you always skill up, but try to look for avenues that give you the skills that you require in the shortest time possible. Yeah. My name is Wilfred Chege. I am the founder and CEO to Xender, and you are watching Business Plus.
Yeah, so we are back after the Business 101, the business tips, and I know that you have gotten the idea of what you're supposed to do for you to get into this business or actually grow in this business kama uko kwa hii biashara already. Now, Chege, that you're back. I'm not ready to do the business. Mm-hmm. I have the idea of what I want to do. Mm-hmm. I have the company that I want to work with. But sijawahi fanya hii biashara before. Like, I've never done this. What do I need for me to start such a business?
So I think what you really need is, so if it's exactly what I'm doing, mm-hmm. so it's tech. Mm-hmm. So the one thing that you need is you need to partner with somebody. If you're not in a position to hire, mm-hmm. you need to partner with a tech guy. Mm-hmm. Somebody who can build the platform that you want. Okay. Can either be in web, in Android, in iOS, because that is the greatest hurdle that's, I think, that exists, because mm-hmm. you're not building a physical shop. You're not, you don't require, a physical location mm-hmm. or physical products per se. So the major input that you actually need is tech support. Mm-hmm. So once you're able to get tech support, I think right now, especially in Kenya, mm-hmm. the environment has really been cushioned such that, like ourselves, mm-hmm. we are hosted on Microsoft for startups. Mm-hmm. It's a founders hub where if you're able to pitch to them and they accept you, mm-hmm. they cater for all your finances, for all the tools that you require in terms of cloud hosting, SEO, if you need AI tools, they give you some stipends for digital marketing. Mm-hmm. So basically starting out, just getting it started, you just require tech support, because I think there are so many grants out there, and support in terms of credits that you can get to actually market. That is if you're not going to the ground. And apart from that, also I think the second input that you need is legal, because with tech you have to really have your papers right, because it's something that can blow out. So you have to be you have to play by the rules, so that at least there's some paper trail in what you're doing. So you need to invest. Those two things I would say: tech supports and legal, so that as you're starting out, you are properly set up and it doesn't cause you problems in the future.
Okay. Yeah. So talking about legal, what are these the paperwork that I need exactly?
So it depends with which type of organization that you want to start. So be it a sole proprietorship, a partnership, a legal partnership, or an LLC, a limited liability company. So that is what basically I'm talking about, because all of them come with the tax pin. So legally you'll be set up, and the good thing is that all these services right now are self-service. You can actually just do all of them via the eCitizen platform, and you just pay and you'll have all the papers. So it's a self-service. It's something that you can actually start from your own. There is no Sika Kitambo. I remember in 2018 we had to. I used to do Nairobi trips like twice every week just to get the paperwork. But right now everything has been streamlined. You can get the services online.
All right. And you've also mentioned that you don't need to have a physical place. You can actually do it from home.
Yes.
So that's the best thing about these. So about tech, as long as you have your laptop, you have internet, you can actually do it from home. But one of the biggest problems that I've had with working from home is many people complain that your clients won't really trust you if they want a meeting, and all at Nico home unampea tu direction like kuja niko home, I'm working from home. So would you really advise that, or unaweza, if you're able to get an office, just do it?
I would advise that, especially if you're in tech, cut your costs. If you don't, for an office space, you don't need the office space 24/7. As you said, you need the office space when you have a client. And so right now we have co-working spaces where you just pay 500 shillings and you get a desk and a meeting room for a day. Personally, I like meeting my clients and potential partners via coffee. So I prefer Java or at cafe. So I normally, I have an office, but it's because we have other services that we are offering, other support services, in the digital space. But I would say, because essentially if you have a platform, you're not the one selling. You remember, you're just enabling other SMEs to sell. So in reality, the people who need to have the space is the SMEs that you're enabling, but yourself, you need to be so mobile and have enough capital to, just get visibility. So if you're going to be paying rent of 60,000 a month and you have 60,000 liquid, I think you can do more with 60,000 liquid rather than 60,000 tied as rent.
Okay. And you've also mentioned that you need visibility. So how do you get this visibility?
It's a tricky. It depends now with what you're offering. Because you see, like me, with what I'm building right now with pharmacies, you cannot advertise medicine. So you have to get creative. So, but you can advertise supplements. So we advertise supplements and tie it back to the platform. So it depends. It's on a case to case. But essentially, you need to be on everyone's screens because it's tech. Everyone is going to access you via, a mobile phone, a tablet. So they don't need to have people talk to them with flyers on the road. Well, they'll just take the flyer, they'll read through, and they'll go on by their day. So it's more converting if you invest heavily in digital marketing. So that is on social media, the websites, on Google Ads. So it really sells if you're on everyone's face all the time, but digitally compared to the physical
the physical advertising.
Yes.
All right. And now to the very important question: how do I get the clients? Because now, if I'm able to provide this service,
yes,
but I don't have anyone that I can work for,
yeah,
then it doesn't make any sense.
Yes.
So how do I get these clients?
In tech, we have it's two-sided. Mm-hmm. We have your users and we have the clients. Mm-hmm. So your clients are actually the SMEs, mm-hmm, the people who. Okay, it also depends on your business model, yeah.
Okay.
Because, but mostly most platforms tend to make money from the SMEs, mm-hmm, themselves. Mm-hmm. So you find that you charge maybe something like between 10 to 20%, mm-hmm, for hosting their products on your platform.
Right.
So they make up your clientele. So they are your clients.
Yeah.
And how do you get them? How do you keep them? Mm-hmm. It is by providing a good user experience to the end users. Mm-hmm. So you always have to have these two people, mm-hmm, in mind at all times.
Okay.
So you need to have a product. Mm-hmm. When I talk about the product, that's the platform. Mm-hmm. It really needs to be streamlined such that it gives the end users, what they want at the click of a button. Uh-huh. We call it the user experience. Mm-hmm. So you have to make it very good such that they actually utilize your platform, mm-hmm, to get the products that they want.
Okay.
And when they do, the SMEs get paid. Mm-hmm. When they get paid, you get paid.
All right. So you have to make your product very easy for the users to use.
Yes.
Because again, if I want to get something online and it's so tiresome, I'd rather just go get it physically.
I normally say the worst, just in a light note, yeah, the most unforgiving people are actually, end users, like customers who shop digitally, because it takes 2 minutes to switch, not even 2 minutes, even 1 minute to switch from Jumia to my Dawa. So it's different if you're going for a physical shop, where you might just see the next shop is like 1 or 2 kilometers away. So let me just shop, But if it's online, it takes you a minute to just switch from one shop to.
Yeah.
So what makes this person actually, go through the journey and actually purchase from your platform? It's the experience that you're giving them.
Okay, so you have to have a really good experience for your product.
Yes.
All right. So I think that is it for people who want to start this business. But again, because it's tech, can I work alone? If I'm able to have everything, like I have the skills, the technical skills, and I have the clients, I have the users, is it possible for me to work alone, or I have to get a partner?
It's not mandatory for you to actually get a partner. You can do it. You can go solo. You can decide that you're going to build your platform, you're going to manage it. But I think what time will tell you is you can't do it alone. You can if you want to. There are those things that you can if you want to.
Yeah.
Just go in it, but with time, you'll realize you can't do it alone.
Okay.
Because, as I've told you, it's a very fast-paced environment. Something that comes out when you're asleep can disrupt everything that you've built. So it's an emotional, it's an emotional roller coaster. You have to be on top of everything at all times. So if you're handling everything, it kind of burns you out in a very short period of time.
Okay.
So you can, but I'd advise get one or two people that you can
you can work with.
Yeah.
Okay. So thank you so much for talking to us about this particular job. And I know that now this is a business that, come on, Apenda, you've been told it's more than passion. We keep saying that you have to have passion for what you do, but this one, for the first time, is actually more than passion.
Yes.
You have to treat it like your baby, through the good times, through the bad times. If you don't have that kind of passion, then it's going to be hard for you. But come on, Apenda Tech, this is an area that you can cover. This is something that you can do. So get into business and make money in the business world, because that's the whole point of having a business. But thank you so much for having us. We'll be having a repeat of the same on Friday at 7:30 in the PM. So do not miss. If you've missed these, make sure, kama umekuja ikiwa halfway, make sure rudi pale Facebook on MBCI TV Facebook page, on the comment section, listen to the whole discussion, and I'm sure that it's going to help you. So till the next episode, my name is Rachel Kahugu. This has been the Business Plus. Bye bye.